Welcome to sleepingdog.video. Today I am going to do another couple of tests to see if on the auto gain control on the transmitter, if changing the manual gain has any effect even though it's on auto mode. So this is a test to see if that has any effect. So right now it is set to -20 on the manual side of the transmitter and -6 on the receiver, but set to auto mode. And I'm speaking about my normal speaking volume. And I have also the volume gain on the slider on my Filmic Pro. Again, it's in Filmic Pro. And it's set to Dolby Vision format. And it's peaking, it seems like it's peaking where it should at the yellow stage. Yellow to maybe into the red a little bit, peaking. So into the yellow is what you want. You don't want it to go into the red, but you do want it to go into the yellow stage. If it's too low in the green stage, then there's not enough volume. So let's see what this sounds like. When I go into post, I'm not going to raise the volume in post, so we can get an idea of what the volume actually sounds like, and maybe can find out what the issues are. And if there's an issue, I can maybe send a bug report to Apple if we find out what an issue is and they need to fix it. Hopefully they can fix it if it's not a hardware issue. So again, this is -20 on the manual gain with auto gain set. This is test number 2. This now on the transmitter is set to -9, which should, from my last test, should be lower volume, but it's still set to auto. So it seems to me, by watching the meters, I don't know if it's going to sound any different or sound low, but it should sound like good volume level. So if it doesn't sound like good volume level, then something else is going on in my pipeline, as they call it. So either LumaFusion is outputting low volume, and that could be the problem, if it is low volume, of course. And if it's a correct volume level, then great. But then I have to figure out why it's not always seem to be at low volume, if right now is at correct volume levels. So that's another thing to try to figure out. So this is test number 2. This is -9 on the manual gain for the TX transmitter, and it's set to auto level. It's still at -9, -6 on the receiver side, so I am not changing that. This is John again. I'm doing the third test and I think this is enough tests, -0 on the transmitter side for if it was in manual mode. And I have auto, but I changed it to auto gain control on the transmitter. I have it set to still the same -9 or -6 on the receiver side. So we'll see if this changes the volume. So I did 3 tests at -20, -9, and plus 0 on the transmitter side, but all in auto gain mode. So to see if this makes any difference. This is another test to see what the dynamic mode opposed to the auto mode is like. It looks like from my meters that the auto mode and the dynamic mode is about the same because I'm recording this in a quiet environment. So it should only affect if there's loud background sounds. So I'll have to do some tests outside to see in noisier environments how each of these modes work. But I'm thinking that this should be about the same volume. Now I haven't exported this video, so I don't know if it will sound loud enough or whether it'll be low volume. That's still one of the issues. Now right now, if it's coming into the mic inputs, it seems like it's coming in really good. So I have to also, as I said before, play around with this and see if every time I hook it up, do a test, which you should before you start recording, do a test and see just if it's low volume, even when I have the slider turned all the way up to max on the Filmic Pro. If it's still low, and then I'll try different things like unplugging and plugging it back in and seeing if it's not sensing it, my Ugreen connector correctly on the iPhone. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. I just have to play around with it and figure out maybe what some of the issues are, because right now it seems like this should be correct volume levels, but then when I was doing other tests it was like way low volume levels. If you watch my video online in of the showing how to get this connected and the connectors, and it's recording over the internal iPhone video, this then well, no, I mean iPhone speakers, it is really low if you want to hear that, and then wondering why is it so low and why was it so low there when it seems to be higher here, although I have it set all the way to maximum, which I had said in the past I don't like to do because then it gives me no leeway. If it gives me leeway to turn it down, but it doesn't give me leeway to turn it up anymore if it's not going to be high enough gain. So this is my test of the dynamic gain control on the transmitter. Set to -6 in manual mode, but as I'm listening to the audio, I don't think that makes any difference when it's set to auto or dynamic gain control. So maybe this dynamic gain control, so take that into account.